love the school. The students are like really nice. The teachers, they really positive, and yeah.
Like the teachers at my old school, I never asked questions with my teachers. And now at this school, since my mama went here, so I basically know all the teachers that's here. So now I can express to what I'm feeling and what I need to ask.
My friends, yeah, because, the education is pretty good. The teachers are great, but my friends is the best part.
I like most about Hammond Central was definitely the students, the people, all the people I met since I've been here, because I moved here from middle school. So like the people have been great. I made a lot of memories since freshman year, sophomore year, all the years,
Some days you're gonna have days where like you don't want to come, but like the days I come, like it get funner and funner as like I get in the older grade. But it's not easy, but like when you do what you gotta do, it become easy. So it's really just chill for me.
It's good. There's never any like problems or nothing. And it's always like good vibes. Everybody's like chill.
I like the people. I like the community. I would definitely say it's fun. It's definitely creative. Like you definitely don't know what you're gonna get coming through the door every day. In a good way though. I would say it's safe, it's loving. It's definitely welcoming.
The teachers the most about the school. Yeah, I think my experience at Morton's pretty good. I don't have any complaints. Okay. The atmosphere is good here, and there's good people here.
Because when she teaches, it like actually makes me want to actually try the things she teaches, because the way she does it is so like inspiring to me.
Gov Nation, let's ride!
I love the school. The students are like really nice. The teachers, they really positive, and yeah.
Like the teachers at my old school, I never asked questions with my teachers. And now at this school, since my mama went here, so I basically know all the teachers that's here. So now I can express to what I'm feeling and what I need to ask.
My friends, yeah, because, the education is pretty good. The teachers are great, but my friends is the best part.
I like most about Hammond Central was definitely the students, the people, all the people I met since I've been here, because I moved here from middle school. So like the people have been great. I made a lot of memories since freshman year, sophomore year, all the years,
Some days you're gonna have days where like you don't want to come, but like the days I come, like it get funner and funner as like I get in the older grade, but it's not easy, but like when you do what you gotta do, it become easy. So it's really just chill for me.
It's good. There's never any like problems or nothing. And it's always like good vibes. Everybody's like chill.
I like the people. I like the community. I would definitely say it's fun. It's definitely creative. Like you definitely don't know what you're gonna get coming through the door every day. In a good way though. I would say it's safe, it's loving. It's definitely welcoming.
The teachers the most about the school. Yeah, I think my experience at Morton's pretty good. I don't have any complaints. The atmosphere is good here, and there's good people here.
Because when she teaches, it like actually makes me want to actually try the things she teaches, because the way she does it is so like inspiring to me.
Gov Nation, let's ride.
I love the school. The students are like really nice. The teachers, they really positive, and yeah.
Like the teachers at my old school, I never asked questions with my teachers. And now at this school, since my mom went here, so I basically know all the teachers that's here. So now I can express to what I'm feeling and what I need to ask.
My friends, yeah, because, the education is pretty good. The teachers are great, but my friends is the best part.
I like most about Hammond Central was definitely the students, the people, all the people I met since I've been here, because I moved here from middle school. So like the people have been great. I made a lot of memories since freshman year, sophomore year, all the years,
Some days you're gonna have days where like you don't want to come, but like the days I come, like it get funner and funner as like I get in the older grade. But it's not easy, but like when you do what you gotta do, it become easy. So it's really just chill for me.
It's good. There's never any like problems or nothing. And it's always like good vibes. Everybody's like chill.
I like the people. I like the community. I would definitely say it's fun. It's definitely creative. Like you definitely don't know what you're gonna get coming through the door every day. In a good way though. I would say it's safe, it's loving. It's definitely welcoming.
The teachers the most about the school. Yeah, I think my experience at Morton's pretty good. I don't have any complaints. The atmosphere is good here, and there's good people here.
Because when she teaches, it like actually makes me want to actually try the things she teaches, because the way she does it is so like inspiring to me.
Gov Nation, let's ride.
love the school. The students are like really nice. The teachers, they really positive, and yeah.
Like the teachers at my old school, I never asked questions with my teachers. And now at this school, since my mom went here, so I basically know all the teachers that's here. So now I can express to what I'm feeling and what I need to ask.
My friends, yeah, because, the education is pretty good. The teachers are great, but my friends is the best part.
I like most about Hammond Central was definitely the students, the people, all the people I met since I've been here, because I moved here from middle school. So like the people have been great. I made a lot of memories since freshman year, sophomore year, all the years,
Some days you're gonna have days where like you don't want to come, but like the days I come, like it get funner and funner as like I get in the older grade. But it's not easy, but like when you do what you gotta do, it become easy. So it's really just chill for me.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Tuesday, August 19, 2025 regular school board meeting. And we are celebrating school spirit. We're wearing our t-shirts and we're representing School City Hammond in some shape, form, or fashion. School spirit. All right, call to order. But now let's recognize our flag, please. Oh, I'm sorry. My knees are bad today. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And please remain standing for a moment of silence. We were remiss last board meeting. We did not recognize several of our school members that had passed. And so just bow your heads in recognition of them, please. Thank you. Oh, Jesus. Thank you very much. Roll call. Trustee Guerra.
Present.
Trustee Spencer. Trustee Spencer will join us shortly. She's dealing with water, as we all know. Trustee Candelera.
Present.
Trustee Stanford.
Present.
For our present, we do have a quorum, so we can move forward with our regular school board meeting. Mr. Salinas.
Good evening, everyone. Our first agenda item is our financial presentation by Mr. Daniel Dalton. Welcome.
Good evening, school board. I'm here to give a brief update on the July 31st financial report. So go ahead and go to the next slide for me. Here you'll see the balances as of January 1st, 2025, the receipts received year to date from January through July for the major funds, the expenses from January through July, and then the ending balance as of July 31st. I also added our projected December 31st cash balances to each of these major funds, just so that you could have an idea of where we anticipate to end this current calendar year. Under the education fund, you'll notice that we started the year at about $13.5 million, and I am projecting about an $8 million surplus on top of that, which is fantastic news for the district. Debt service, that's pretty standard. We have debt service obligations. We receive property tax levies that get paid directly towards our debt service obligations. That's in and out. The operations fund, you'll notice that we have about a $2 million deficit projected through December 31, 2025. And that's just typical district expenses that come in and out, and something we may want to consider discussing in the future. Rainy day fund, we we still have about $6.3 million sitting in there, and self-insurance is pretty self-sufficient, which, and then down below there, you'll see the listing of each of the title funds. Again, these are reimbursement funds, so we spend out of them and then we request reimbursements. I would imagine nearing the end of the year, most of those will come to a $0, close to $0 deficit. Moving forward, here you just see a month-by-month explanation of the revenues in and expenditures out for the education fund. The totals for each of these months will be listed in a later page where I describe in a cash flow report what's coming in, what's coming out, and then what the ending cash balance is. Operations fund is next, so you'll notice, again, the same exact report. The totals are listed on that first page and then also on a detailed cash flow page that we will get to here in a second. Debt service, this chart looks funky, but that's because debt service obligations are due both in January and July, only twice a year. So you'll notice that it kind of looks funky, very minimal activity February through April. That's because very few expenses were incurred, very few expenses were obligated to the district. Moving forward, here's where we show the budget versus actual. So in the education fund, we budgeted $95 million. We've spent roughly 49% of that. Remaining is 51% through July 31st. In the debt service fund, we should have very few expenses for the remainder of this year. So at least we have a little bit of a budget remaining in case there are certain expenses that pop up within that fund. In the operations fund, you'll notice that we've spent $14 million and we budgeted $30 million, leaving a remaining budget of 53%. Before I move on to the detail, are there any questions on those previous pages?
I have a question.
Sure thing.
And it may just be because I don't have a correct understanding of your graph, but the operations fund, can we go back to the, okay, where the revenue is low and the expenses are high January through April, how does the revenue jump up in May and June?
So in May and June, so typically for a school district, you receive property taxes in June and December.
Okay.
In May, we requested what's called an advance on the property tax. And
Gotcha.
so we advanced some of our June property tax to be receipted in May. And then, so that's why you see the inflated revenue in May and
Okay.
June. And you'll see that inflated revenue again in December.
Okay, so that tells me this graph is not year-to-date, because for July, for the revenue to be so low, these are just individual months, so the revenue is not carrying forward and the expenses are not carrying forward?
Correct. This is just revenue month by month,
Okay.
as opposed to a
Okay.
year-to-date total.
That's what threw me.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
And I know last month you had asked me to provide a year-to-date total, and that's what I will, I will show that to you here in a moment.
Okay,
Mhm.
thank you.
So let's go back to the budget versus actual. Oh, sorry, actually, to the cash flow. Thank you. So this is where we do all the calculations. We plug in the actual revenues from January through July. We plug in the actual revenue or expenditures from January through July. We say we started the year with $13.5 million in the education fund, and through July 31st, we have just roughly $22 million in cash. And you can see we have projected August through December within this fund based on what we had budgeted, based on what the state had approved us for last fall when the school board had adopted their 2025 calendar year budget. And so that's where this cash flow document comes from. Education fund. So on the next page, we have the operations fund, where in the top right corner, I know it's a very small print and does not look super clean. We have a fund levy of roughly $16.9 million. And if we factor in our circuit breaker impact, which is considered our property tax caps, that's about $7 million. So our total net property tax levy comes out to be about $9.9 million. And what we have projected for January through July, we come out to a cash balance of roughly $20.6 million, or exactly $20.6 million in July 31st, and then have projected August through December 31st with a surplus deficit of basically negative $2 million in this operations fund as we finish out the year.
Could you say that again, please?
Yes. So we take the levy that the state approved us for in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
We got our June settlement, property tax dollars, roughly June 15th. We receipted those into our operations fund. And now we're projecting what we'll receive in December and what we'll expense every month from now until then. And based on that, I'm projecting roughly a $2 million loss in our cash balance.
So this may not happen, but it's, there's a possibility it will. Okay.
Right. And that's a projection based on the budget that was approved last year. And I can only budget to the full amount, right? So I can't assume that we'll spend under budget. I have to assume that we're going to spend the entirety of that budget.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Don't worry, we'll fix that. We'll work hard at it.
So that concludes my July financial update. However, if anyone does want specific details to our supporting documentation or anything, please let me know and we can provide that information.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Salinas?
Thank you, Mr. Dalton. Our next agenda item is public expression first period. Trustee Stanford.
Thank you. First speaker is Cindy Murphy.
Cindy Murphy. Financial report, much better. Some more detail. Could still use some more, go back to the old days, but it is better than it was last month. Personnel reports. When I saw on Facebook somebody said all the counselors were gone, I'm like, no, someone's stirring up some trouble out there. And then I look at the personnel report and I'm like, how do you lose 3 counselors when school starts? That's a huge deficit to our students. I don't know how you guys are going to make sure these kids are taken care of, making sure that the ones that come in at the last minute, they get their schedules like they needed, but that is crazy, losing 3 counselors just at the beginning of school. On that personnel report, there are 23 terminations, resignations, and retirement. Still a lot out there, and that includes the 3 counselors. Still no calculus and physics, and that's both high schools. What are you going to do for the students? Are you going to get some virtual teachers in there? You got to do what you can do because these students are depending on you to make sure they have the education they need when they graduate so they can matriculate to the colleges that they want. We can't just say, oh, well, they quit, they're on leave, so we're just not going to run it. You need to make sure that these kids have the classes, and if that means virtual, then let's run the virtuals. We cannot do another year without physics and calculus at Hammond Central. Now it's also at Morton High School. That's both of them. Can't do that anymore. Then on the personnel report, we have someone that was terminated, and I'm going to read about from the newspaper article in the Chicago Tribune. Used his work phone to upload child porn depicting young boys according to federal court documents.
Excuse me, Attorney.
If I could interrupt the speaker, to the extent that you're discussing personnel matters, that isn't appropriate during the public expression period.
Right, and you know better.
So what parents want to know is, are our children safe? Have they been safe? That's not about
security,
personnel.
please. You've been forewarned.
I'll save the rest for the second period.
Next speaker, Dr. Michaela.
Good evening. Apologies again for my really terrible handwriting. I saw you struggle for a minute there. I think it's very, very strange to, in one sentence, kind of present this idea that everything is just a numbers game in terms of, well, if we lose one person or two people or 23 people or whatever, that it's just a matter of numbers. Now, if that was the case, I kind of wonder why we didn't talk about the fact that we also have, it looks like 32 hires, which that exceeds 23. So again, I'm struggling here, and percentage-wise, it actually comes to about 57%. So 47% of this entire report, and that's not like in terms of, just, gains and losses, like if people are reassigned, if people transfer, if people go on leave, come back from leave. 47% is just people, 46% is just people coming into this district of all of the items that are on here. And yet we're talking about like 24% have retired or something, or resigned or whatever else. It's ironic to advocate for more math when we're not doing a good job either. But having said that, I really do also hope that we include both on the financial report thing that was presented tonight, and then just the full thing that we used to do as well, because it's going to help people learn how to access that information. I also still advocate strongly for the idea, it would just be nice to have a summary cover sheet on this for the personnel report, just to literally break down the percentages, break down what's happening, because otherwise, unfortunately, whether it's online, offline, whatever, we see people just take one little thing here or there and report half the information and misrepresent it. I also only thought I saw 2 counselors that had left, but I don't know, maybe I was missing something. And obviously the answer of what do you do when a counselor leaves? Well, you bring one back. And that's what happens on this report, right? I'm sure that, it was nothing, I'm sure that there was no maliciousness. I'm sure there was nothing, bad about these folks leaving. Sometimes life happens, right? But are we going to get into like the nitty gritty of everybody's, singular, oh no, these 2 people resigned, oh no, somebody called me and said somebody retired every single time, or are we trying to build these schools back up? Thank you.
Thank you. That ends first session. Community input.
Mr. Salinas?
The next item on the agenda is unfinished business, and currently there is no unfinished business. So the next item would be the approval of the minutes.
Trustees, before us, we have 3 executive sessions to approve and a special board meeting and a school board meeting to approve. What's your pleasure?
Madam President,
Trustee Candelera.
I move for the approval of items A through C, the approval of the executive session minutes, July 1st, 2025, July 15th, 2025, July 29th, 2025, as presented.
Do we have a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly second that we approve the executive session minutes for July 1st, July 15th, and July 22nd. Are there any questions? Any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Abstain.
One abstention. Ayes have it. Do I hear a motion for our special board meeting for July 1st?
Madam President,
Trustee Candelaria.
I move for the approval of the special board meeting minutes, July 1st, 2025, as presented.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly second that we approve the special board meeting minutes for July 1st, 2025. Are there any questions? Any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carried. Do we hear a motion for July 15th minutes?
Madam President,
Trustee Candelaria.
I move for the approval of the school board meeting minutes, July 15th, 2025, as presented.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly second for the approval of board meeting minutes for July 15, 2025. Are there any questions? Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carried. Mr. Salinas.
The next item is the consent agenda for tonight.
Thank you. Do you hear a motion?
Madam President,
Trustee Candelaria.
I move for the approval of items A through E as presented.
You've heard the motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly second that our consent agenda items A through E be approved. Is there any discussion?
Yes, I would like to read the accounts payable docket register.
Trustee Stanford.
Accounts payable voucher register dated August 19th, 2025 consists of 188 pages. Total claims, $1,578,898.12. Total payroll, $1,908,769.11.
Thank you, Trustee Stanford. Mr. Salinas, under question for myself. Donations are always noted on the consent agenda. Could you please share with the many donations we get from our partners?
Yeah, so we are very, very fortunate that we have donations from different partners, such as Double Good Popcorn, Donors Choose, but we are also very, very fortunate to have a donation from the Indiana Coats, and they are supporting our girls' flag football in the amount of $5,000. And so we're very fortunate for that, and we hope that one day these donors may come and do a presentation here at our board meeting and to see how the program is going.
Thank you, Mr. Salinas. And moving forward, we're going to share that information with you because we have several partners that support our students generously with their money. Okay, we've heard the motion. We've had a second. We've had our discussion. Are we ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carried. Thank you very much. Mr. Salinas.
Trustees, President Blake King, at this time, if I may so, I would like to introduce our new administrators that have been approved over the last couple of board meetings on the personnel report. And so the first thing I'd like to do is introduce 3 administrators who will then take the presentation at the podium. First, I'd like to introduce our new Acting Director of Secondary Education, Mr. Jeremy Hicks. Mr. Hicks will be introducing our secondary administrative team.
So good evening, President Blake King, School Board of Trustees, Superintendent Salinas. So I know we all have been dealing with weather, getting back to school, and sometimes we think that summer is one of the best times, which it is, but then as it gets closer to school time, that's really when the action starts happening. So we will be remiss if we did not thank all of our School City of Hammond stakeholders. That involves the community, everybody that has really built this family of School City. getting things ready from our grounds crew, custodial staff, food service, health service, many of our support staff, paras, and our licensed, certified, and classified professionals. So thank you all. Without everybody pulling together, we would not have been able to start the school year. So the school year has started off. It's one of the anticipation and exciting things that we have as administrators. And within secondary, we do have secondary options within the school city of Hammond. So we did invite our school city administrators. Some are dealing with weather things, and believe it or not, when school starts, the activities go on beyond the school day. There's evening supervision, so a lot of our decisions that we make at the building level and district level, they really are student-centered and focused. So we wanted to make sure that we recognize our administrators and even leaders in the building. They are also in attendance, so we want to invite, then I'll do a formal roll call as we gather. So if we can use this minute to involve any high school or middle school stakeholders, leaders that came to the meeting, if you can please head to the front, I would greatly and we would greatly appreciate that at this time. So many times as administrators, you know, some thoughts would be it's you get all the glory, you get all the fame, but definitely there are many meals that we have missed. There's many first days that we have missed with our own children. There are many dinner family times, putting our kids to bed as well. We are people and human as well. So our administrators, we thank you publicly. We appreciate all that we have done together. And with Hammond Central, we want to introduce our administrators staff led by Principal D'Amica Harrison, Hammond Central High School. William Bill Danko, Assistant Principal. Mary Eggers, Dean of Students. Edward Garcia, Dean of Students. Kimberly Montero, Dean of Students. Christopher Chris Moore, Athletic Director. Morton High School administrators, let's hear it for Principal Christine Kibler-Wheeler. Assistant Principal Brian Page. James Pintor, Dean of Students. Tiara Redmond, Dean of Students. Sean Kinsey, Athletic Director. And for Eggers Middle School, led by Principal Dr. Johnny Goodlow. Also in attendance, let's hear for Michael Villanueva. With Scott Middle School, we have Principal Jennifer Allen Reisertz. Assistant Principal Catherine Osan. Katie Osan. And let's hear for Dean of Students, Charles Podgorny. And let's hear it for our HAPA Director and Assistant Director, Melissa Broussard and Cheryl Suardi. And also in attendance, Hammond Area Career Center, that is the Hammond Area Career Center, Principal CTE District 2 Director, Jeremy Hicks. So if we would be so kind, Board of Trustees, if you would honor us with hopefully join us with a group picture, we would be honored if you would join us, please. So let's form.
We'll be behind them.
You want to go in the middle?
All people to the back. Yeah. Oh, you want to stand up? Yeah, stand up here.
Thank you, and we wish for a great 2025-26 school year. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Hicks, and thank you to all of our secondary administrative team for all that you do. At this time, I would like to call our new Acting Director of Elementary Education, Dr. Denise Eisman, to the podium, please. Dr. Denise Eisman has served as a principal for many years here in School City of Hammond, and she will now be introducing our elementary team.
And because I've been working for so long, my print is much bigger than Jerry's. So when I call you forward, please come up. Melinda Hawkins and Jenna Stokes from Burns Hicks Elementary. Steve Grimm and Stephanie Kovacic from Edison Elementary. From Franklin Elementary, we have Regina Grohar and her assistant, Victoria. From Harding Elementary, we have Ray Liskey. Katie Pieta couldn't make it tonight. She's at her own child's open house tonight, so be in mom. At Hess Elementary, Mary Reichel and Marlisa Wright. At Irving Elementary, Principal Jackie Ruiz and Assistant Principal Dave Fazzini. At Jefferson Elementary, we have Principal Alan Walzak and Acting Assistant Jen Myers. And she's with her son going to college. At Lincoln Elementary, we have Principal Taylor Garrison and Assistant Joe Harold. At O'Bannon, we have Principal Joan Denny and Assistant Principal Jamaica Sawyer. And never forget, and we also have our Hammond Early Learning Center, Barb Gustin and Patty Richardson. Please come forward. I am really honored to work with such a wonderful, incredible team, and I'm just so proud of all of them. Would you honor us with a photo, our board members?
Absolutely.
And Mr. Salinas?
You know, I like pictures.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Eisman, and all of our elementary administrative team for all that you do. And I would like to now call our new Director of Human Resources, Mrs. Latera Smith, to the podium. Mrs. Smith will be introducing our district administrative team.
That is why I love the School City of Hammond. The support and the love in the air is just wonderful. So good evening, School Board Trustees, Trustee Blake King, and Acting Superintendent Salinas. It is my honor and my pleasure to introduce the district leadership team. In no particular order, when you hear your name, please come up to the front and face the audience, please. So first we have up is Mr. Adam White, our Assessment and Data Coordinator. Mr. Ted Bryack, Acting Director of Buildings and Grounds. Ms. Alicia Pritchett, Executive Director of Business Services.
Yeah. Soror.
Dr. Denise Eisman, Acting Director of Elementary Education. Mr. Jeremy Hicks, Acting Director of Secondary Education. Mrs. Allison Linzel, Director of Federal Programs. Or maybe I should go over this way. Ms. Lynn Stroll, Director of Food and Nutrition. Ms. Kelly Flynn, Health Services Coordinator. Mrs. Christina Sanchez, LDP Supervisor. Mr. John Suarez, Director of Security, Safety, and Energy. Mr. Tim Seaman, Interim Director of Special Education. I'm sorry Mr. Seaman could not be with us tonight, but we are going to accept his hand clap. Ms. Marilyn Hampton, Supervisor of Student Services. Okay. Weather, all right. All right. Mr. Ken Benish, Director of Technology. Mr. Ed Peterson, Director of Transportation. Ms. Barb Cagle, Supervisor of Bus Drivers. And last but not least, Latera Smith, Director of Human Resources. Thank you, everyone. And trustees, will you grace us with your presence for a picture, please? Thank you.
All right. Thank you to Mrs. Smith and our district administrative team. One of the reasons why we did this, trustees in our community, was because we think it's important to put a name with the face and also to know who it is that is leading our district as well as our buildings. Moving forward, we'll have also recognitions of other staff groups across the corporation as well. So thank you very much for that. And now
And
we'll
Mr. Salinas, may
Yes,
I
ma'am.
say and add, that's why we are 10 times better because of each and every one of you. Thank you very much for your service.
Excuse me, Madam President, if I could just interject. One more recognition I think is appropriate right now. As you all know, the board requested that the acting superintendent step into a very big role and entrusted him with leading this district. And I am pleased to announce that Indiana State University, the Bayh College of Education, has conferred upon Anthony Orlando Salinas the degree of Educational Specialist, School Administration, and School Superintendent.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Attorney Harris.
All right, what's next, Jesus?
Okay, guess what? We got to get back to business. And with that, we're moving on to our next agenda item of new business.
Mr. Salinas. Under new business, item A, approval of the City of Hammond Gaming Advisory Committee grants. Board members, you've had an opportunity to review. Do I hear a motion?
Madam President,
Trustee Candelara.
I move for the approval of the City of Hammond Gaming Advisory Committee grants as presented.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly second for the approval of the City of Hammond Gaming Advisory Committee grants. Are there any questions? Any questions? Mr. Salinas, could you expound upon this, please?
Excuse me, catch my breath. Of course. So The Gaming Advisory Committee grants are going to support our students in success through hands-on STEM learning, collaboration, problem-solving skills, engaging students in a variety of enriching opportunities in the classroom and on the field. Our health services department has benefited. There's a community garden taking place at Eggers, at Hammond Central, our wrestling, football, and baseball teams. At Morton High School, our boys track, girls track, golf, boys basketball, girls basketball, and football teams as well. So this is grants that are going to help our students all across, both academically and athletically as well.
Thank you, Mr. Salinas. And next year, I want to see every school receiving this grant. It's a no-brainer. We certainly appreciate the City of Hammond for making this opportunity available to our school district. So let's take advantage of this. Next year, every school will get a piece of this money. All right, are we ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carried. Thank you very much. Item B, approval of 2025-26 food service adult pricing. Mr. Salinas.
So this is the food pricing for the adult menu for 25-26 school year. The pricing for adult meals is a USDA regulation that requires an adult meal a la carte price to exceed the total of the rate of reimbursement that we receive for students' meals plus the dollar value of the USDA foods. There is a need to make a price adjustment from the adult breakfast from $3 to $3, and the adult lunch will now be $5.25.
Thank you, Mr. Salinas. Do I hear a motion?
Madam President,
Trustee Candelara.
I move for the approval of the 2025-2026 food service adult pricing as presented.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly second for the approval of the 2025-26 food service adult pricing change. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Were there any questions? Were there any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you. And finally, item C, approval of MOU with the Family and Social Services Administration. Mr. Salinas.
Thank you, Trustee Blake King. At this time, I would like to call our Secondary Director, Mr. Jeremy Hicks, to the podium, who will expound on this MOU.
Good evening, President Blake King, Board of Trustees, Superintendent Salinas. So this is something that we come before you with a lot of hope and satisfaction that will hopefully continue. So this is something that is both personal and professional, where some people, maybe even in this room, have been impacted by somebody that just needs a little bit more of additional assistance in terms of family and social services through FSSA. So there might be individuals with disabilities that qualify under certain parameters to receive additional assistance, not only through childhood, but even to adulthood. So we do have a resource that has been presented to us, and it really is a good recommendation in terms of accessibility to our community. So we do have an individual in our backyard that serves within our backyard in the local communities, and it's really important to certain niches of communities that may not be or stakeholders in our community that may not be aware of the resources that we have. So in discussion with this, one of the representatives, there's a lot of families out there that just struggle, and the struggle is just not knowing. So I think accessibility is one thing where I've heard stories of people not realizing that there's resources out there until it's too late, in a sense, where we have people in their adulthood that had never benefited. So there is a representative here representing FSSA, Guadalupe Lopez, who was also can serve our bilingual Spanish-speaking community, which is a very unique within our state government in our local offices, so definitely. So I think what we're looking for is approval for to have the person, FSSA is already in our community, but it really would help that accessibility. Instead of having go to a farther location office, we would have the ACC as a home base, and a lot of the meetings are held in public places. Hammond Public Library is a huge meeting place. It's public, where clients may meet there, and nobody knows the better. It's just, part of what we do as far as servicing our community. So we do have a representative here. I don't know if there was mention of that, but Guadalupe Lopez is the representative that we are looking to have as a conduit of bridging possible gaps of services that could be obtained.
Great. Can you stand up? We can
Mr.
recognize
Lopez,
you.
yes.
Oh, okay.
There he is.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here, Mr. Lopez.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My only question is, how are we going to market this and make sure our parents are aware of this incredible service?
And one of the things, Superintendent did bring that concern when we had met. And the thing is, this is our best marketing, word of mouth and communication, because we had asked for literature, and it is limited, and there's not an advertising budget or a lot of that outreach that's allocated for the marketing. So we would be our best marketers of this information. So we're really gonna, this will build our community and passing the word that we have a resource, and once we have a tangible, hey, I know somebody that did this, that is by means really beneficial.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hicks.
Any more questions? Have we called for the motion? No. May I have a motion, please?
Madam President,
Trustee Candelara.
I move for the approval of the MOU with the Family and Social Services Administration as presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly second for the approval of the MOU with the Family and Social Services Administrations. Any discussion? Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you very much. Mr. Salinas.
Our next agenda item is the calendar of meetings.
School board meetings moving forward. Tuesday, September 2nd, we will have an executive session at 5:15 and our regular school board meeting at 6 p.m. On Tuesday, September 16th, we will have our executive session at 5:15 p.m. And we will also have our regular school board meeting at 6 p.m. That is our calendar for the following month. Mr. Salinas.
Our next agenda item is public expression, second period. Trustee Stanford.
First speaker, Diana Brown.
Hello, everyone. I need two things. I need some help and maybe some answers. Hopefully you can.
Speak into the mic, please.
I need some help. Hopefully you can help me with this. I need help in directing me as to what to do. I have a granddaughter who's very outstanding. Of course, she's mad, I'm going to say it, but it's true. Okay. She's been an honor student all through high school, grade school, middle school. She is now in Indiana State in Terre Haute. I took her down Saturday to move in. She's won quite a few awards. She's gotten some grants and everything. So she got her from the Hammond Education Foundation, Roxanne wrote, scholarship awarded the value BIEL. Memorial scholarship amount was $3,000. She's in school, but she's yet to receive it. We've been down, I've called 41 Williams several times to speak to this person. All we get is a voicemail, never any return. She's called. Now she's at school and she needs this money, and she's earned it. Okay. She has earned it. So I'm asking for the help direct so that she can get the money that she needs to continue what? She wants to be a trauma nurse. She graduated. I took her down to Crown Point. She passed the state test, EMT. She works for Superior. She was working for Superior Ambulance as an EMT. Now she's in school. Like I said, I took her down Saturday. And, we got her set up and everything, and financial aid was saying there was some money owed. And when we get through it and she spoke with them, they said this money was never received. So I need someone to help me get this money to my child. It's Hammond, it's foundation, and it should be done. So whoever can direct me or whatever you need to do, I need someone. My phone number, I'm going to give it out loud, 773-632-9052. Okay? So I need to be called to direct, I need my child to have her money.
We simply ask you to remain for the end of the meeting, and Mr. Salinas will help you.
Will do. I thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And congratulations to your daughter.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Okay, next speaker, Mary Ellen Slazer.
Mary Ellen Slazik. I didn't like the headlines I read this afternoon.
I'm not even going to go anywhere and mention anything except that it bothered me because there's been stuff over the years that is very unfortunate that has happened, and children have been hurt. 20 years ago, there was one. I'm not going to go into that because that's something that's forbidden also. I read this. It's like, oh, my goodness. I'm not an electronics or a computer person. I'm a dinosaur. It's got a flip phone. But I know there's some kind of controls, blocks, walls, whatever, that can be put on devices so they are used as intended instead of what somebody wants to do with them. I would like to see that done. I am sure there's enough experts around here, definitely not me, that can go ahead and do a block where things cannot go astray from what they are intended to do. And 20 years ago, bad things happened, and more controls, more in-depth analysis, background checks, and everything were done to prevent that from happening again. It's a shame that what happened 20 years ago did happen, and it was a shame I was 2 doors down from the person that were doing bad things. I have a stake in the schools. I may not be a student anymore. I've been a student a very long time, and my kids have all gone to the Hammond schools and graduated from them, doing pretty good. And of course, I got grandchildren in the Hammond schools, and I worry about them. They're my babies too. And no matter what, I'm going to defend them. And I want to make sure they have a good learning environment and a safe environment, because they deserve no less than that. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, Vanessa Vaines.
Good evening. I would like to say thank you to Mr. Salinas, the board, the union, and whoever had a hand in giving teachers time to work in their rooms Monday and Tuesday, August 11th and 12th. I really appreciate it. I didn't have to use my own unpaid time to get my classroom ready, so I greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much. I hope that continues next year too. I'd like to talk about the GCN trainings. I know they are mandated by the state, but again, teachers are being asked to do those on our own unpaid time. So I'd like a conversation about giving teachers and staff time to get those trainings done. I know all of you don't work for free, and neither do we. And it takes hours, weekends, not just 1 or 2 hours, the hours. Some of these trainings are like 45 minutes, and we have more than 10 of them to do. So again, I'm asking for a conversation. Hopefully administration can give teachers time to get those trainings done on an early release day, Wednesday. Thank you.
Thank you. So noted.
Thank you. Next speaker, Cindy Murphy.
Madam President, as the next speaker approaches, I just wanted to make a comment. You can go ahead. Just want to make a comment. I know that there has been some concerns expressed during public expression, the first session and the second period, regarding media reports that relate to school and student safety. I think it would be appropriate for us to just have a word from our acting superintendent on the issue of what actions the school has taken to inform our families as to what is going on, and if they have any questions, who they should contact. Of course, the matter is the subject of an ongoing investigation, and that's the reason for jumping in to make sure that we're not having those discussions, in addition to the fact that it's a personnel matter. But if, with your permission, I'd like to have Mr. Salinas, just real briefly before we have the public comment, address that.
Thank you, Attorney Harris. Dear community, I recognize how painful this situation is that we're all in right now. And the only thing that we can say is that we acted swiftly once the information was brought to our attention. The individual was terminated, and access to all and any devices or any type of connection to our school district was completely deactivated. At this time, I can speak no longer to any details of the investigation. However, please know that once the information was brought to this administration, it was handled quickly and swiftly to make sure that there were no type of threat or harm to any of our staff or students. And I do understand the concern, I really do. And we will definitely work to make sure that we have a safe and productive learning environment, not only for our students, but also for our staff. Thank you.
Okay. Actually, thank you for that, Attorney Harris and Superintendent Salinas. Hopefully you'll get something like that in Parent Square. The parents would really like that.
Mr. Salinas, would you address that, please?
Yes. So, Mrs. Murphy, yesterday, the information that I just shared was shared first to the staff, and secondly, it was shared to all of the Parent Square distribution lists. I received individual remarks from parents because there was a sentence that stated that if anyone had any questions to contact the superintendent directly. My office this morning received both email and phone calls, and people just wanted some clarification. We answered those questions. We have nothing to hide, and we were very transparent. Both pieces of information went out yesterday afternoon.
I just meant the additional information that was just shared here this evening. The next thing I want to talk about is respect. So the person over to my left, I keep hearing him called Mr. He's a superintendent. I shortened it. I know, he's acting superintendent. He's not interim. But when you address him, if you want others to respect him, it has to start at the top, at the board. He is your acting superintendent or shortened to superintendent. So I hope from now on, when you address him, it's not Mr. Salinas, it's Superintendent Salinas. He deserves the respect for the big job that he's doing here for the whole districts. The only thing I want to add on to what those two just talked about is Chromebooks. I was surprised to hear about Discord, and I know that you've got the director in here. Maybe that's something they need to make sure that the Chromebooks cannot access. I was extremely surprised. It's a huge gaming platform that a lot of students and adults are on, but maybe no more. The next thing I want to go out is student data. It has now been over 1 year since any of the student data has been presented here. I am so happy, and I'm going to drop a name. Adam White is back. That man can do a report, and he can do them in depth, and he can get drilled down for you and get it out there. And so we need the data from last year. We need all those people we just saw said, we've got the data, and this is what we got. I haven't heard phonemic awareness in over a year. I'm sure it's still one of the things that we need to work on this year. But that is what the public needs. They need to know. And at the same time, when you hear the data, you need to tell the public, half the kids in this state aren't passing the test. So don't give us a hard time when we start putting our data out there, because the state test is awful. The pass rates are awful. And you need to let the public know that too. We're close to some of the average state pass rates. So I'm excited to hopefully see in the future that we're going to be having the data to the public so we know what's going on at our schools. The last thing I was going to talk about is board policy. There was a comment about how we're going to go take it out of here and we're going to put it in the back rooms and we're going to have all these different committees. Well, the problem with that is no one hears the discussion. People want to know about the discussion on the cell phones. They want to know about the discussion on the policy for attendance. That way, the people who can't be here because they're picking up kids from school or whatever, they can see it in a board meeting at their leisure. Thank you.
Thank you. Our last speaker, Dr. Michaela.
I would really love one day if we could somehow get the clock up here, because I know there's no way I can track it. And thank you to whoever helped me with the time before, because that was actually very helpful. This is very funny because I actually had a conversation after the last meeting with a member of the administration. I'm trying to go by the rules here, right? We can't say anybody individually. And my impression was that sometime very soon there's going to be some kind of report back on data, because I was very excited by some of the things I saw in the limited amount of data that has been provided, because not all of the scores are out yet, right? We have just one set that came out. And yeah, I have some things, but I don't want to preempt, anybody in the administration being able to, kind of present the data, because I'm sure they'll do a better job than I will. But I will say, I do think it's important also to recognize the difference between, let's say, respect and authoritarianism, right? Because it's I've never seen any member of this board act disrespectfully, and I was very confused by that whole thing, toward the member of the administration that was referenced by another commenter. I mean, are we just trying to wish into existence something by saying it over and over? I mean, I'm sure everybody's a swell person, but I just kind of wonder, is that really what's behind that comment? Because frankly, after somebody stands here and accuses somebody of not doing enough about something very, very serious, I then find it very, very strange that then, oh, well, we have to call this person by this title, but also by this other title, and then it's too much at that point. I also want to say, I've been in the position of a person that, in my own school corporation, when we were under state takeover, I had to be one of many complainants on a DCS report against somebody in our school corporation. And I want to say that for me, seeing how this school corporation responded to that versus how the state takeover, private company MGT, and the person who was our emergency manager at the time, who was also the person the complaint was about in part, responded to that is night and day. For me, I mean, it's one of the most terrible things you can think of, that anything like that is happening, but that is the world we live in. And seeing that real action, real transparency, real steps were taken to protect kids was a healing experience for me, having been in that position and had the exact opposite before. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That ends the second session of public expression.
Now the agenda calls for reports from the superintendent, Mr. Salinas.
Thank you, President Blake King. Good evening, everyone. I do have a few announcements to share with you, but I will definitely respond to the fact that, not to put him on the spot, but one of Mr. White's talents is not only presenting data, but it is looking at data, analyzing, and also making sure that it's presented in a way that's comprehensible to the community. While and before that happens, he shares it not only with the cabinet, with the superintendent. I want to assure everyone that we are going to be very transparent with our data, be it exciting, be it negative, be it challenging. But one of the things that I will tell you is that we have lots of positive data to share with you. And at that point, you will see how and what it is that Mr. Adam White is trying to do and will do, and we will be transparent with the entire corporation and the community about where we stand academically in our school district. In terms of policies, I have been meeting and will continue meeting with Neola representatives so that I, as a superintendent, can understand the ins and outs of board policies. And I have to make sure that I have an understanding of what board policies are, what they do, what they mean, and how they're written, and which ones have to be updated. There's a little education and learning curve that I admit I don't know, and so I surround myself with people who can help me, and once that happens, we'll be making the necessary updates with that. Now, moving over to my superintendent reports, I have to begin by highlighting the high energy and creativity of our School Spirit Showdown convocation on Monday, August 11th. I mean, there's still smiles in the audience from that event. It was truly a great way to ring in the new school year, I'm sorry. Thank you to all of our school teams who participated, brought their energy, and a special thank you to our vintage cheerleader who just brought the energy. Again, as you can see in the video, that's how we started our school year, and we are working hard to keep that momentum here in Hammond. It was an amazing day, and I've been asked, what are we going to do to top that next year, right? So people are already thinking. I also want to recognize and give a heartfelt shout out to all of our staff members across the district for making the first day in the first week of school success. Your dedication and your attention to detail did not go unnoticed. From teaching and supporting our students to ensuring their safety, working together, your efforts are deeply appreciated. Thank you very much. Over the coming weeks, we will be sharing updated information on attendance, bullying, and cell phone expectations. One of the things that we're trying to do is to create what we call one-pagers, a one-pager like this that is visually appealing to the community so that parents can understand what the expectations are. When I send things out that just has a bunch of words and letters, it gets lost in translation. So we're going to make sure that our community understands what the expectations are, and together as a staff, we're going to help our students meet our expectations. I'd also like to thank our district PTA, who is going to be partnering with our district in making sure that we have a comprehensive bullying program where we're going to not only educate our students, but also our families on what bullying is, what bullying isn't, and the dangers of bullying in our corporation as well. And of course, we know that cell phones have been a distraction to the learning process, and whoever's watching and listening, cell phones have no place in the learning environment, okay? So it's just not needed. We don't need to have them. Every classroom has a phone, every school has a phone, every office has a phone. Guess what? Phones need to be put away. There are expectations and there are also consequences. And there's also state law that says we can't have them, okay? So there's that. I also want to extend gratitude to our parents and families who did a fantastic job with our very first early dismissal day. Thank you for picking up your students on time and helping ensure the process went smoothly. And as a reminder, every Wednesday is now an early dismissal day. High schools dismiss at 12:15, our middle schools at 1, our elementary schools dismiss at 1:45. I'm going to end with this quote. These are not my words. This is something I read that I really, really think is important. We all walk past hundreds of people every day, and none of them wear signs that say, I'm grieving, I'm exhausted, I'm terrified, or I'm barely holding it together. Our kids, our students don't wear signs that say, I need a hug, or I need to hear words of encouragement today. But these people and these kids are in our schools and in our community every day. Kindness may be the very thing that gets them through. So please remember, it costs nothing to be kind. That concludes my reports. Trustee Blake King, thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Salinas. Okay, board members. The agenda calls for board reports. Do we have any board reports?
I just have a few things I noticed when I was in buildings and out and about the last week or so. Sorry, I didn't have this up before. I'm trying to find it.
Okay.
Oh, right here. I just wanted to give some shout outs of things that I saw. Talking about overcoming obstacles and working as a team. Hammond Central, Burns Hicks, Eggers, Student Services have all had some big challenges past couple weeks going into the new school year, and the way that I saw those challenges handled, I was very impressed. So you all deserve a round of applause. Some kind of individuals that I want to recognize in the realm of stepping up rather than saying that's not my job. They stepped up when somebody was needed. Karamar Weeks, I think I saw her back there. She's at the district level, but she was at Eggers for the back to school night, and I saw her jump in and help when she really didn't have to. So I just wanted to say thank you for that. Ken Benich and Angie Flores. Ken Benich is technology, and Angie Flores is in student services. The way that I've seen them, if anybody's on the Facebook groups, I've seen them multiple times off on their own time, with their own pages, just helping people, messages, emails, all of that. So you both deserve a round of applause as well. I'm sorry, I'm halfway there. Tucker, actually, I saw him in a building. I don't know what he was doing, but I saw him. I do know he was helping. So that took time to drive to the other side of town. So just wanted to recognize him because he does a lot for us. Obviously, he's here every time we have a board meeting. I see him out and about, so. I wanted to give a special shout out also to transportation, the whole department, from routing to admin to drivers to mechanics, having our buses ready and the routes ready and everything ready for the start of the school year is a big task, and you guys did a phenomenal job. The Scott Middle School admin team, when I came in there, I saw you guys walking the halls and putting stuff up for the back to school night. I was very impressed that you were doing that yourself. And you were so excited about it, and it wasn't a task for you. It was just part of what you do. So I wanted to say thank you. And last for our schools, Harding admin and the team, all of your staff. They have a theme for this year. We saw it at the convocation. I thought it was really cool when I walked into the office and I saw all of the little, the munchkins and the, all of the little stuff that you had for Wizard of Oz. So I love that you guys took that upon yourselves to do that. And then just one last thing. I also wanted to give a shout out to our parents and our students. Obviously, we've had a lot of challenges. You're always going to have challenges. It's how you overcome it, how you respond, how we work together as a team to overcome. And part of that team is our staff, or our parents and our students. And I've seen a lot of good attitudes and overcoming the complaints and we talk about respect. I've seen a lot of respect even in addressing the challenges. So I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Guerra. Any more trustees?
I am the reader of the poems every now and then, and I have one I would like to read for the start of the school year to encourage our kids, and staff too, but mostly kids. But this probably is actually for everyone. The poem is called Give All. Some days it's easier to give up than to give your all, but we know you can do it. And in the end, this challenge will change you forever and for better. It is worth the effort, the frustration, and the sacrifice. It is worth your time and commitment. So dream and believe in you and your goals. You are gifted and deserving. You are worthy of your achievements. Don't ever give in. Give everything, and you will not fail.
Wow. Thank you, Trustee Stanford. Sometimes it's those kinds of affirmations that just get you through the day, and it's encouraging, and it just boils down to that one word of hope, H-O-P-E. Without hope, we would just vanish, and we would succumb to the haters and everybody out there that say we're going to fail. But you know what? We're not going to fail, because this is a team. This is Team 5, and we have an incredible leader, Mr. Salinas. And we have an incredible team out there. You've come, you've been recognized. And it reminds me of if you ever read the Bible, yeah, I said it, the remnant that stuck around when everybody else left. But you stayed the course because you knew we had to educate these children. And that's what it's about, children first. And that is what this team is about. And until somebody get this in their thick skull, it's about children first. We can debate all night long who did what, when, where, and when. But we know the former administration and the majority board was a colossal failure. The very thing that they are trying to throw on us, we're dealing with because of what they didn't do. I'll say allegedly, just to stay out of jail. But anyway, let me make my simple announcement. Thank you, Trustee Guerra, for all of those wonderful words of praise. Again, we can't say enough about that convocation. The only word I know about convocation was church, holy convocation. I said, what is a convocation? I know what we do at a holy convocation at church. We have a good time, and that's what we did. My God, I'm still aching. Yes, I was the vintage cheerleader, and I had a ball, and I'm paying for it right now. But to see you all dressed up in your costumes, we had the Tin Man, we had Wizard of Oz, we had all kinds of costumes there. And we had Mr. Hicks, he was the man with the hat, the rodeo hat, boots on the ground. I said, this was hilarious. We had a ball. And if I could just do this and you all hug yourself, I would hug every last one of you who was at that convocation. There was not a seat, every seat was full because you knew we needed to be there to get that pep talk. So another big round of applause. I thank everybody who participated in that site tour. We sort of threw it out there that we was going to do a white glove test. We didn't say it, but we had this site tour 2 days before school was open, and I tell you, you could eat off those floors. To our custodian staff, 100%. You knocked it off the park. I mean, floors. We even had teachers calling me, Miss King, what happened? I didn't have to bring the Lysol, the bleach, and the comment to clean up my room. It was clean. But you know what? We did more with less. That shouldn't be. They worked. Understaffed, but they did it. We got to fix that. But nonetheless, we got to start tooting our own horn because of these kids. When they hear all this negativity, we're saying that these kids aren't worthy. They can do anything. You all are equipped to feed them with all the education, all their needs. And I solely appreciate it. Our back to school prayer was phenomenal. Now we're setting up a meeting. They want to set up a meeting with us, the local ministers, to ask us what can they do to help us. That was a given. That's going to happen. And we know why we're going to do that, because we know we need extra people in that building to help this bullying down. The teachers can't do it all by themselves. The principals can't do it all by themselves. So if you really want to do something, volunteer. Fill out a background check and come help us. If you really want to do something to help this school, period. So that's my 2 cents. And one last thing, we do have our legislative committees that have not been active. We got to reactivate them. And a parent sent me this, just got it, the Congressional App Challenge. I'm going to send it to you, Mr. Salinas. It's the 2025 Congressional App Challenge for our students. Each year, the Internet Education Foundation and members of the U.S. House of Representatives sponsor Congressional App. It's for our middle school and high school students, and they can develop a mobile, tablet, or computer device on a platform of their choice, and they can get recognized. I just got it from a parent. Please announce it. So that's the beginning of our legislative information. Congressman Moran would love for School City Hammond students to participate in this congressional effort. And I'll send it to the PTA. You can help us get the word out. And that's my 2 cents for the night. Anything else? Do I hear adjournment? So moved. Thank you.